Alright guys, welcome back to episode 8. Alright, so first and foremost, I do want to talk about the biggest change that has happened in this series of videos, which is my hair. So if you guys haven't noticed, it is now a silvery blue. It was supposed to be just straight silver, but we had to leave it in a little bit longer than normal. So it does have it started off with more of a purpley blue, but now it's transitioned to just more of the silvery metallic blue, which is still really cool looking to me, and I actually really enjoy it. But once I wash it a few more times, it should transition into the silver that I'm hoping, and when I went in there, that was the version of the silver that I was wanting to do. So hopefully that'll happen soon so I can show you guys, but until then it will be looking like this for a few more videos, so I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I do. But now I do also want to talk about another big thing that is kind of different in this video, which is the background here. I decided to start doing my intros with more of a sheathed, covered kind of thing, so you guys don't really know what I want to talk about yet until I uncover it for you. But I did want to talk about this series today. I want to talk about the first one, and it's a really long series. It's about 17 books long. That or he's working on the 17th. But he also has the first bind up of the short stories that go along with the series, and it's such a really fun world that I've recently found. It's again one of those other things that I've walked by, but I've always been cautious as to pick up. I had a friend who picked up like book 15, and she's like, "Oh, it's so good." I'm like, "You do realize this is book 15?" She's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Okay." So the book series that I do want to talk about today is The Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. But real quick, before I actually get into the wonderful series that is Jim Butcher's Harry Dresden Files, I did want to talk about something that I talked about in a previous video, which is NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month. In the last video that I talked about this, I accidentally said National November, which, I mean, honestly, it's the same thing, I guess, because it is in November and it is the National Writing Month. So, for those of you that are interested, go to nanowrimo.org, and I will post that below, which I think I posted as well in the previous video that I talked about NaNoWriMo. And I'm actually participating in it this year, as well as a bunch of other cool people and authors and aspiring writers and blah 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 blah. So if you guys are interested, I definitely encourage you guys to do that. This video is the second week, because the day that I upload this, it marks the second week of NaNoWriMo for me, and as well as a lot of other people. But I did want to talk about my first week and how well that went. Throughout the rest of November in my vlogs posted, I will be telling you guys how my NaNoWriMo is going. So I did want to talk about real quick that I am doing a Glimpse project. The title of the book is called Glimpse. I'm not going to talk much about the title itself, but I will post not only the link to nanowrimo.org below, but I will also post the link to my dashboard, that's what it's called, if you guys are wanting to see my progress. So real quick, this is my progress. A lot of people are going to probably look at this and be like, "Oh my god, you wrote that already? It's only been like 7 days?" No, so calm down. This book in particular, which you can't really see the other stuff on the other side, but I have my a manila folder, which already has the prologue done, and I think the first few pages of chapter 1. I have my trusty red pen, because all edits are done in red pen. And then I have a notebook with my notes, as well as some chapter additions, and then I have the actual story itself below. It's not done. But I have been working on this book for 4 years, and a lot of people are going to probably be like, "Psh, I can write a book in like 2 months," which is great, awesome, but I'm also a very busy person. When I started this, I had 2 jobs, and when I decided to go back through for draft 2, I had 3, so I was on top of doing school, like college, not high school, and it was just very hectic for me at one point. What sucks about hiatuses is the fact that I lose my momentum, so in order for me to get back into the momentum of the story and to make sure that I'm not rewriting what's already been written, I have to go through all of this that I've already written. Like I said, it's not finished. The first draft is finished, so what I've been doing is I've been taking the first draft and I've been kind of picking and pulling and just reorganizing and restructuring and lengthening and editing and rewriting and doing all sorts of cool fun editing stuff that honestly makes me want to pull my fucking head out, or hair out, And so what's really great is technically this is draft 2 still, but it's technically draft 3, since the first portion right here will be getting its edits as well. So this part of the book is going to be draft 3, and then the rest would be draft 2. But I'm still going to count it as draft 2. So what I've been doing is I wrote the first 8 chapters before hitting the hiatus, and I lost my momentum. And so with nanowrimo.org, I am going to update my progress, as well as make it push me into continuing editing the first 8 chapters and then continuing on from chapters 9 through whatever. I don't know how many chapters there will be at the moment. Right now my board says that there will be like 30 probably, which might be true because I think I did hit 30 in the first draft, but it honestly just depends since I am picking and pulling and reorganizing, rewriting, restructuring. It's a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. I am hoping to meet my goals. I'm a little behind on the editing process right now. I was hoping to be done with the edits of chapters 1 through 8 as well as the entire completed writing portions of chapters 9 and 10 this past Friday, but like I said, I had work and then I had the photography project, and so I'm getting to it, I promise. But if you guys go to my dashboard, and when you go to my dashboard, you will see that on day 1, I automatically have 10,000 words. And so for NaNoWriMo.org, they do document your words counted that you do, and so they do it by day. And so the goal after day 30 is to have like 5,000 words, and I've already beat that, so technically I could retire right now. So yay me. But I'm hoping to push it as far as I need to. Right now it's roughly at like 200 pages, so I wrote a little like disclaimer on my dashboard. I was like, don't think that I'm awesome because I'm not. This is already pre-written stuff. So hopefully throughout the middle of this week / by the end of this week I will be done with my edits and I will start writing, because usually when I start writing I get zoned in and I can finish like a decent paged chapter and I can execute really, really well. So I have all my organizations ready for it. I have everything ready to go, so I just hope that I can follow through. So in the next video, which is coming this Friday, I will let you guys know how week 2 went for me and then transition into week 3. So I'm done talking about NaNoWriMo.org. I'm ready to talk about Harry Dresden. So we're going to start off with Stormfront, which is the first one in the series. If you guys didn't know, this is written by an author named Jim Butcher who lives in Independence, Missouri, and I'm hoping that one day we'll get him in the Barnes & Noble that I work at. But nonetheless, let's actually talk about the book. Harry Dresden is a wizard who solves mysteries nonetheless while teaming up with the Chicago PD. When they bring him a double murder case that's been committed with black magic, he decides to enter this mystery and try to solve it himself, only to find out that, of course, which just like any other, series, everything is not as it seems. And of course, he, just like any other person, is trying to get by, making payments on time, and making sure that he doesn't have bills on bills on bills. So therefore, when he's brought this case, even though he doesn't really like to get into the dangerous parts of everything, he decides that, hey, it's money, I'll do it. But with there being black magic, there's of course a black mage behind it. And now that the black mage knows his name, he is in the most danger that he's been in quite some time. So the first book was very, very well written. I congratulate Jim Butcher for writing it. It's very, very good. Obviously, a lot of people have been a fan of the series for quite some time, and obviously it's, I'm a little behind on the series. I just finished Stormfront not that long ago, and I'm excited to get into Full Moon, which is the second in the series. This actually turned itself into, or it was turned into, a TV show for a while called just The Dresden Files. But it didn't last after one season. What was kind of cool about it, though, was they kind of just took stuff from the books and they turned those into the episodes, while at the same time creating new content to kind of keep it fresh. And alive for the readers of the books. Jim Butcher, if I remember right, he is currently working on the next one in the series. If I remember right, he just recently got married, so he took some time off for that. And he also just started a new series as well. I believe it's called The Windless Spires. I could be wrong. But that one's called The Aeronauts Windlass. Do not quote me on that. I could be very, very wrong. I have it. I'm just too lazy to go grab it and to tell it to you guys. But Stormfront, I do recommend it for you guys. It is a little bit more adultish. It does deal with some, just more danger, more graphicness. But there wasn't that much cursing in the more adult field. There, if I remember right, and there wasn't any sex at all. But not saying that won't open the doors to other possibilities in the future books. I do recommend it if you guys liked True Blood, or the Sookie Stackhouse, or if you guys like the Harry Potter books. Obviously Harry Potter is more young adult, even though it deals with some very adultish themes. This one here is very well written. I'm excited to get throughout the rest of the series and do some more vlogs for you guys. But I did want to talk about it itself. What was fun about this was that the character Harry, even though he was a little bit cocky, he was very enthralling to kind of read with. And he was one of those characters that you wouldn't really think would be the main character, because usually you get the hot girl or guy that's walking around. But what was really cool was he kind of dealt with more of a disheveled, kind of unorganized yet eager for money, because he's not always on time with his bills kind of character, and he's trying to work with the Chicago PD, trying to solve these mysteries while at the same time trying to get the girl. So it's actually really fun. It has some humor to it at the same time while dealing really well with its serious tones, so I do recommend it for you guys. And if you guys have already read the first book, definitely let me know what you guys think below. Like I said, books 2 throughout I will be doing later videos on, but it'll be a while for those because I don't want to keep doing back-to-backs. But I do apologize for the late submission of this video. I know I said every Friday, but I was busy this past Friday with not only work, but a photography gig. So I apologize, but like I said, all videos come out each Friday. I'll be posting one definitely this Friday for you guys. But stay tuned for that. I do have an exciting title that I will be talking about this week, as well as a cool merch thing that you are able to buy online with it, which I did buy, which finally came in the mail, so I'm excited to show that to you guys. But anyway, let me know what you guys think below. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will hear from you guys next time. Bye guys, remember to read.